Now so far, we have created strings and have been able to access characters from the strings by indexing and slicing. Now an important thing to know is that strings are what are known as immutable objects. Now this means that elements of a string cannot be changed once they have been assigned. So for example, if we were to try and change the first letter of the word hello, you may think that we can index the first value by passing in 0 into square brackets and then assigning a new letter by putting an equal sign and then putting the new letter accordingly. So let's try changing it to the letter T. You can see that when we try to run this code, we run into a type error, telling us that string objects do not support item assignment. And that's because they are immutable and a string cannot be changed once it's been created. Now in order to change a string, we can simply reassign different strings to the same variable name. So to change the value stored in the variable word, we can assign a completely new string. So let's set this equal to goodbye. When we take a look at what is stored in the variable word now, you can see that this has been updated to goodbye. So we cannot change a string once it's been created as it is immutable, but we can overwrite the string object and store different values inside. Now in a similar vein, we cannot delete or remove characters from a string. So if I try to delete a single element from the variable word, so if I type the built-in del keyword and then follow this with the variable word, and inside square brackets pass in index 3, which is the letter D in goodbye, you can see that we run into a type error, telling us that string objects do not support item deletion. And why is this? It's because they are immutable. However, we are able to delete the string in its entirety using the del keyword. So if you no longer need to reference a variable which stores a string object, you can use the del keyword. So if I type del and then follow this with the variable that we want to delete, so in this case the variable word, you can see that when we run this code cell, nothing looks obvious on screen, but if I now try to reference the variable word, we run into a name error, and we're told that name word is not defined, and that's because we've deleted the word variable. So in short, strings are immutable objects, and therefore specific elements cannot be changed once they've been created. You can, however, change the variable to a completely new string, and you can also delete the variable that stores the string object in its entirety. In the next video, we'll take a look at what is known as string concatenation.